Good afternoon, Wild Care Facebook friends and family. We hope you're having a wonderful Friday. I would like to start off just by saying that for those of you that were touched personally by 9/11, you are in our hearts and our thoughts today, and certainly as a nation, we here at Wild Care honor our first responders, all the helpers that day, and we certainly here will never ever forget. So, on this Friday, we decided we would take you on a little walking tour of Wild Care. Before I started working here, I really had no idea what happened beyond the front of this beautiful yellow farmhouse behind me. So for those of you that don't know, Wild Care has been on Cape Cod for about 27 years. It was originated by our founder, and she started it in her home in Brewster. We then moved to another location on Underpass Road, and after that we moved to this beautiful and amazing location, this big yellow farmhouse, which I'm going to walk around the front of in a minute, but the rotary traffic is a little bit loud today. So you'll be able to see the front of us, and this is where we are today. One of the things that people don't know is exactly how many animals we care for here, how much gets done here, how many volunteers we have here, and really how pressed we are for safe. Wild Care is actually located on conservation land. So that means we can't really expand. We have to be incredibly creative and very, very resourceful. And all of that creativity and resourcefulness is basically due to you and your support and helpfulness and your donations every month that allows us to do all the life-saving work that we have to do. So with that in mind, and because it is a crazy time in the world right now and COVID is creating a lot of separation, we wanted to sort of invite you behind the scenes, and I'm going to take you on a quick tour around our yard and show you some of the amazing spaces that have evolved over time based on your support and donations. If for some reason while you're watching this you would like to help Wild Care, every $5 absolutely matters. We use every single dollar of donations. Everything gets put towards life-saving care and saving all of these wonderful wild animals and our ecosystem here on the Cape, which ultimately is part of what makes Cape Cod so special. So if you would like to make a donation, you can visit us at wildcarecapecod.org, and there's a nice big donate now button right at the top of the page. So I'm going to flip my camera around. I'm going to take you on a quick little walking tour. I am outside on the bumpy lawn, so I apologize if it is not perfectly smooth. But without further ado, here's your little tour of Wild Care. And for those of you that don't know, my name is Rebecca, and I am the Director of Outreach, Marketing, and Events. I started here at Wild Care a few months ago, and I can't tell you how blessed I am to be a part of this amazing team, and I am learning along with all of you. So what we're looking at right now is actually where two of our ambassador owls live. This is one of my favorite spots on our property, up in Nickerson, who are actually sleeping right now, where I would give you a little sneak peek. This is where they spend a lot of their time when they are not with one of their handlers or doing educational events. You can see as I pan around, the rotary is right here. We're gonna take a quick stroll around. This is one of our temporary structures. This is the front of our farmhouse here. Basically almost every single inch of this beautiful building, it is an antique farmhouse, which means that we can't really change much to it, but inside we've had to be incredibly resourceful and creative in using just about every single inch of this building for animal care. You'll find even in our offices there are opportunities for animals to have space in there, and they get care from a lot of our amazing volunteers and our staff. It's our yellow aviary. I'm going to take you a quick walk around here. With COVID, we've had to make some pretty creative changes here. So to keep people safe, we've moved some things outside. We do a lot of our cleaning out here now, preparing food in the kitchen, and things get moved out here. You can see we have our amazing industrial sink all under this nice little tent so nobody gets a sunburn. Mimi, thank you for your suggestion. We actually do have a donate now button right on our Facebook homepage, and it'll be added to this after we are finished being live. But if anyone would like to make a donation through Facebook, you can use that link as well. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek over here. We're going to take a closer look in a few minutes around the corner into the woods here. And I'm gonna stroll down here and give you a look at a few birds that are spending some time with us right now. Oh, but actually before we do that, let me show you, this is sort of a nice look at the property. That is our large aviary. We have some raptors in there. This is our beautiful barn, which we're gonna end our day in there today with a squirrel feeding around 1:20. It's where people can drop off animals. I do wanna remind everyone that we have an amazing helpline. So if you find an animal and you think it is in distress, please, please, please give us a call first. We're happy to walk you through some tips and chat with you about what's going on to try to help over the phone. Whenever we can keep animals either with their parents or in the wild, that's usually for the best. But our volunteers are happy, and staff are actually wonderful at walking you through exactly what you should be doing right over the phone and help you make the decision whether an animal should come here or not. That number is right on our Facebook. This is actually where Garv, one of our ambassador animals, he's our turtle. He lives in here but seems to be sleeping. So we're gonna take a quick stroll down here. We have some great outdoor structures. Most of them are temporary. This is a wonderful little gull. I know not everybody likes seagulls, but I do. I think they're amazing flyers and I think they're wonderful birds. This guy came to us with what we think is a respiratory infection, so he's being treated for that. I'm not sure if he's gonna make a sound for you, but you can kind of hear that he's getting better, but a little coughy. So he's actually doing really, really well. You can see he has a nice pool here. He's been getting some exercise. So this guy's doing pretty well, and we're hoping that that will continue to progress. We are going to now stroll over to one of our temporary yurts. These were created so that they could actually be moved around the property if they needed to be. These are really great. This one normally is for songbirds, but right now you can see Eileen, our wonderful ambassador duck, is watching over 2 ducklings that are doing really, really well. And I'm not sure if you remember the last time they were on Facebook Live, but they're huge since then. So she's doing a great job protecting them, teaching them to be ducks, as is our staff at keeping them well fed. So this structure can actually be taken apart into pieces. I'm sure you can see that there is, they're completely enclosed, totally protected, so nothing can get in here. And that actually includes this very special floor. There's a special mesh under there so that patients cannot dig out and predators cannot dig in, which is pretty important. But this structure can actually be taken apart in large sections and moved to another location on our property, or it could be moved off property if we needed it to go somewhere else. This is very large. It's great for our songbirds. It allows them to be within foliage that we can put in there, and they can fly around and get exercise and learn how to be birds. This little guy over here is being shy, so I'm not, oh, there he is. I'm not sure if you guys can see him hiding in the grass there. And we never want to stress any of our patients out, so I think I'm going to let him stay hidden. So as we sort of walk into this little wooded area, we have another yurt here that was created. Again, this can be taken apart in sections. It has that special bottom, and this is actually housing, let's see if I can find him in here. We have a baby, oh, there he is. We have a poult in here, and a poult is a baby turkey. There he is. Very handsome. We got this guy at about a day old, we think. And he had a pretty bad head injury. But as you can see, he may start doing it for you. When I was out here earlier, he was starting to forage on his own. So our staff thinks that he's actually doing pretty well. Oh, there he is, acting like a turkey. Good job, buddy. You can see over here, they're pretty fast flyers, but I have some finches and some other really fun songbirds that were actually released. They were patients of ours, but they come back for lunch every once in a while. So I'm gonna take you right around here. As you can see, our employees, staff, and our volunteers do a fair amount of outdoor hiking to provide care to our patients. These are two other structures that we use on the property. These typically house our mammals. So these are actually really great, and they're empty right this minute, but they're being cleaned and new things introduced in there because our squirrel babies will get transitioned out here after they've gone through you know, their several steps of care. So once they are almost ready, they will come out here and spend some time in one of these. Oh, you can see some of our songbirds on the feeder here. Again, you guys, I apologize. It's a little bit of a rocky walk, so I'm trying to keep this as straight as I can. We'll take another quick peek in here because this is a really great angle to see Eileen's little foster babies. I know, it's great. I see you guys reacting. They are really wonderful. And Eileen's doing an awesome job. So I don't know if you guys know this, but we have the largest aviary in Massachusetts. This amazing building, which we kind of joke about that you can see it from space, it's so big, it allows us to do raptor care. So we actually had a couple of bald eagles in here last year, and Stephanie and the staff here were able to rehab those because this has an outer chamber that allows the raptors to do continuous flight, which is one of the prerequisites for rehabbing bald eagles and other raptors. So this building is huge. I know it doesn't look huge from the outside, but trust me, we do have some raptors in there, so we're not going to enter there today because they are doing some flight. But I am going to take you up here and show you. This is our cute little deck off of our parking lot. And this is exactly where you would drop off an animal if you called us and said, I have an animal in distress, and our volunteers decided that it was best for you to bring the animal here. Right here, this is exactly where you end up, and one of our amazing staff or volunteers will come out and meet you and take the animal, and hopefully from there, it's all up from there. You can also see we have one of our amazing trash your tackle apparatuses here. These are up in Chatham at a few different locations. It's a new thing that we're doing this year to encourage fishermen and other people on the beach to not cut their lines or leave any fishing debris on the beach. We're encouraging people, if you're not taking it with you, to put it in one of these containers and we'll dispose of it for you. So please, please, please trash your tackle. And as a reminder, before we go in and feed some squirrels, we are a donation run organization. So if you're not comfortable making a donation online, we have this beautiful safe lock box. You can always drop it off in an envelope right here for you, and Carrie will take care of it for you. So now I am going to flip this around so you don't have to walk up the stairs with me and get motion sickness. I'm gonna head into what we call Jackie's room, which was a wonderful donation. We were able to redo a room with a donation by the Nenner family for their daughter Jackie, whose love of animals probably knew no bounds. And she is greatly missed, but they made this beautiful donation, so we were able to redo this room. And right now I'm gonna head in there with Heather, one of our wonderful feeders, and she is going to show you how we feed baby squirrels. And if you've seen it before, it's not to be missed, and if you haven't seen it, trust me, you're going to love it. So we're going to head in here now. This is our beautiful barn and my lovely helper. Hello there, happy Friday. All right, so we are going to head in here. Thank you. So I'm gonna do some zooming in and out, you guys, but I'm gonna try to give as much space as possible because we try to keep everyone, humans and animals, as safe as possible.
This is the formula that I'm gonna warm up here. Just do a mixture of some walnuts and some puppy formula, a little bit of milk. They love it.
What's not to love?
Just takes a few seconds.
How many times a day do you have to feed these guys?
It depends on how old they are. I'm doing group 4 right now, so they're on about 3 times a day. The younger guys get fed about 5 to 6 times a day.
Wow.
So it really depends. As they get older, we try to taper them off so that they can actually eat solid food on their own and not depend on the milk so much.
That makes sense. All right, I'm gonna go. Yep.
Over here, and I like to use a cloth to grab the squirrel, just in case, especially the older ones, because they get a little feisty sometimes.
And they are born with fingernails.
They are. They have quite fingernails. So you can see they're curled up in there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You guys, I have the best job in the whole world. All right, I'm gonna get out of the way and let you squirrel wrangle.
So here's our first.
Oh, hey buddy.
So they're all girls in this group.
Well, that's handy.
Yes. We got a lot of females this year.
Is that unusual?
I'm not sure, honestly. I think for this season it is a little bit. So we use.
Oh, she knows what time it is.
Oh yes. And then just slow drops.
Yep, that looks like love right there. So this particular group, you'll feed them like starting early in the morning until basically dusk, or does it go past that?
Yeah, so we get here at 6 a.m. and start feeding. And then depending on how many times a day we feed them is when we stop, basically. So there's a board over there, so these guys get stopped at, this is their last feeding of the day.
Okay.
But the smaller guys, they get fed basically up until dusk. So sometimes they get a little shy too.
Well, shy or not, she looks like she's pretty into it.
Yes.
And just so everyone watching knows, squirrels are not as easy as we're making this look right now. They are, when they're brand new, they are a lot of work, and a lot of people think that you can just give them cat formula, or, you know, there's a lot of information on the internet. Unfortunately, that advice is not typically successful, so we do recommend, if you find them, to give us a call. This is a specialty mix that we've developed here at Wild Care with an enormous amount of success, and we're absolutely happy to help. So if for some reason you do find squirrels in distress, don't Google it, Google us, give us a quick call, and we're happy to walk you through what the right thing is. Certainly we're gonna try to get them back to mom if we can, but if there's for some reason no opportunity to do that, we're absolutely happy to help you and take them off your hands. Because as you can see, this is adorable, and I understand why we would want to keep this adorable little critter at home. But really, we just want to rehab them as quickly as possible and get them back out into the woods as healthy and happy as we can, with a decent fear of humans. Not that you can see that right now, though.
Yes.
Ugh. And for those of you that are asking, some people have asked how they can contribute in other ways besides just our Donate Now button. We have a wish list on Amazon Smile. So if you'd like to buy puppy formula or nectar for our hummingbirds, we do have a nice list on there. You can always go on there and shop our Amazon Smile wish list, and you can just have those donations shipped right to us. So totally safe, no contact, and certainly these little guys, you can see how much they appreciate it. So I think on that note, I want to thank everyone for joining us this afternoon. We're gonna feed some more squirrels here and do a ton more care before the day is over. So thank you so much for joining us. We are gonna sign off here from Jackie's room and get a little bit more done. We wish you a happy, safe, and healthy Friday and a wonderful weekend. And thank you so much for your support and care for Wild Care. We really appreciate every single one of you. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will see y'all next week. Bye-bye.